I don't really believe in investing in 529B plans if parents are not financially sound themselves. Make sure that you are financially secure. Make sure that you're putting into your 401k, your retirement savings account. Make sure that you have an ample amount of savings already just stored up in general emergency savings. You never know. All right. Hi, guys. This is Chiquita Robertson. And on today, I want to share with you all a financial tip, but it's something that I believe heavily in. And it came up in a conversation that I had today. So earlier today, probably within the past maybe 2 to 3 hours, I was speaking with a financial planner. And it's someone that's, who deals with investments, financial vehicles, and, all that good stuff. And so we were talking and he was, sharing with me about some different things. And he brought up 529B plans. Some of you may know what a 529B plan is, but just in case you don't or you're not aware of it, I looked it up just to give you all the textbook version of it instead of my own personal version. But a 529 plan is a tax-deferred savings plan designed to help pay for college expenses. A lot of people do this or they get these type of plans for their children, especially when their children are much younger. And so it offers tax savings and it helps your children to be able to pay for college if they don't have the funds to do so. And I don't have anything against it, but I'm really not for encouraging parents to invest in that. And this is the reason why. Especially if you are not financially secure yourself. I believe one of the best gifts that a parent can give to their child is to not become a financial burden in their elder years, in their senior years. Many times children are having to help their parents, and typically when they're having to help their parents, especially when their parents are older, that child probably has a family of their own. They have their own level of responsibilities, and having to care for one's parents at least from a financial standpoint, can be very taxing and it could put a strain on your own family. It could put a strain on your marriage. And especially if, both spouses have parents that need financial help. And so I think one of the best things that parents can do instead of investing in their child's education, that they can make sure that they are financially secure to not necessarily be a financial burden for their child. And some of the best ways that you can do this, of course, is putting up for your retirement, putting into your 401k or whatever retirement vehicles that your employer offers. And even if you don't work for someone, there's so many retirement vehicles and retirement savings plans that are out there. If you all are interested, to want to learn more about this, just let me know. But you have to start saving now. But really, you probably should have started saving years ago. But you need to make sure that you are financially sound, that you are in a good place financially when it comes time to retire. And it starts now if you haven't started. Like if you have not started saving for your retirement, I would truly encourage you all to start like yesterday. Start now. Start looking into it. If you are working for someone, an employer who offers a 401k plan where they match it, you should be putting into that. You should make sure that you're putting into it at least up to the amount, or at least the amount that your employer is willing to match. So if your employer is willing to match, let's say it's 100% on the dollar for dollar up to 4% of your salary, then you should be putting in at least 4% of your salary. Don't leave any extra money. Don't leave any free money on the table. That makes no sense whatsoever. Don't pass up free money because you don't want any excess money coming out of your paycheck. Because you can look at it this way. You're going to either pay now or you're going to pay later. And to me, I've always have viewed that as extra money that I can put into my retirement savings account. And so I would encourage you all to make sure that you're making your retirement savings a priority so that you do not become a financial burden on your children, okay? And I think that's just so important and very responsible. So I said all of that to say is that I don't really believe in investing in 529B plans if parents are not financially sound themselves. Make sure that you are financially secure. Make sure that you're putting into your 401k, your retirement savings account. Make sure that you have an ample amount of savings already just stored up in general emergency savings. You never know when something major will happen. It doesn't necessarily take a pandemic or something major happening that will shut down the economy. It could be something as simple as maybe there's a health issue that's going on that's preventing you from working. And even if you say, hey, I have, short-term disability or long-term disability, it, in most cases, is not going to be 100% of your paycheck. So you need to be saving. You should have an emergency savings fund. You should have your retirement account fully funded. You should be paying down debt, paying off debt. You should be making sure that you, if you can, work towards paying your home off sooner rather than later. There's so many different things that we can do to make sure that we're in a better financial place. Because remember back to a video that I recorded maybe like a week or so ago, is that the winter seasons of life come to all of us. Then the winter season represents times where we may have to pull from what we've stored up, okay? So I want to encourage you all to take the necessary steps in order to become even more financially secure so that you're not a financial burden to your children. And once you're at that place where you're like, hey, I have extra, then yes, begin to do some things to help your children, to help the next generation, to be able to save up and have something to leave to your children's children. And the Bible talks about that. In Proverbs chapter 13, verse 22, it reads, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So it is important that we leave an inheritance for our children. And I do believe that it's important for children to be able to play a major role in their own development and in investing in their own education. I can say this, and I'm not trying to be too long, but my parents could not afford to pay for my college education. And no, I did not get any grant money or anything like that. I had to, I actually got a state scholarship. Louisiana offers the TOP program. So it's basically a state funded scholarship program for, anyone that meets the qualifications. And the qualifications are really not stringent or anything like that. They're pretty straightforward. Most kids, if they do pretty decent in school and they get, I think, at least a 20 or 21 on the ACT, then they're able to get a full tuition paid with even some opportunities for some additional monies for through stipends for their tuition. Now, it's still not going to cover 100% of everything, but it covers a huge chunk of their college tuition. And I was able to take advantage of that many years ago. And in addition to that, I thank God because I was able to take advantage of a lot of scholarship opportunities. So I'm gonna tell you, I made money going to college. When I left college, I was like, I miss those days because it would be nothing for me to have a refund check for several $1,000s after my tuition was paid for. Because it was important for me to make sure that I was investing in my own education, which meant I had to roll up my sleeves and do the work while in college. And that's something my husband and I that we hold to when it comes to our girls. We want them to understand that their college education is for them. We have our degrees, thank God. And we had to pay the dues and, the monies to get our degrees. And we're here to help them as needed, but we want that responsibility to lie with them. Where we need to step in, we step in and we assist and we help out. But we want them to, the saying, I don't know if you've heard of the saying, people need to participate in their own deliverance. People need to participate in their own education, in their own success, and be able to not just have things handed to them. Sometimes we have to take a step back and allow our children the opportunities to learn some of the lessons that we've learned and to be able to invest in themselves and understand what hard work is about. All right, guys, I hope this has blessed someone. You all let me know what you think. You all let me know what you thought of this video. And you all be blessed. Until next time.